Welcome to this session. Today we will learn what is the parabola, which one is the equation of the parabola, and the elements of the parabola. So let's start. So how is the shot of a projectile? How do you consider the trajectory of a shot of a projectile? As you can see, the trajectory is parabolic. Now, what is a parabola? The parabola is a geometric figure that is formed when we join the points that are the same distance from a fixed point called the vertex and a line called the directrix. So, this is a point from the parabola. Now, if we join all of these points, we're going to make a parabola. The distance from this point to the focus and the same point to the directrix is exactly the same. And if we join all of these points, we will form a parabola. Now, why it is called a conic section? It is called a conic section because it's formed by intersecting a circular cone with a plane. And we can see the cone. This is the circular cone. We have the plane that is parallel to the edge of the cone. And if we cut the plane parallel to the cone, we will form a parabola. Which one are the elements of the parabola? We have three important elements. The first element is the vertex, the second one, the focus, and the third one, the directrix. Here we can see that line 1 and line 2, the distance from those two lines are exactly the same. And if we join all of those points, we will form what is a parabola. Now let's see an example. Which is the equation of the directrix? If we can see that this line is an horizontal line that crosses through the point 0, minus 1. So the equation of the directrix is y equals minus 1. In a parabola, the distance from the vertex to the focus and the distance from the vertex to the directrix is exactly the same. This distance, the vertex to the focus, the distance from the vertex to the focus, and the distance from the vertex to the directrix is c. We call it c, and it's the same distance. The equation of this parabola is x squared equals 4cy. Now, why the x is taking two values? The x is taking a positive, could take a positive or a negative value, but the value of y will be all the time positive. That's why this equation is a vertical parabola. The other equation is x squared equals 4cy. Which is the value of c? Remember, the value of c is the distance from the vertex to the focus. That is the same as the distance from the vertex to the directrix. As we can see, the distance from this point and this point is 1. If we want to find the equation of this parabola that has their vertex at the origin, we need just to substitute the value of c in the equation. So the equation is x squared equals 4 times c, that equals 1, times y. So the equation of this parabola is x squared equals 4y. Now let's have a review. What can we review about the parabola? The first is that the parabola is a conic section. And why it is called a conic section? Because it's formed by intersecting a circular cone with a plane. Now, this plane is parallel to the edge of the cone and is forming a parabola. We can see here is the cone, the circular cone. This is my plane that is cutting through the edge of the parabola. It's cutting the plane parallel, is forming a parabola. Now, it's formed when we join the points that are at the same distance from a fixed point called the focus and a line called the directrix. We can see here this point from the parabola, the distance from this point to the distance from this point to the focus, and the distance from this point to the directrix is exactly the same. If we join all of these points, we will form a parabola. And we have three important elements or components of the parabola. There are the focus, the vertex, and the directrix. Now let's have an activity. An automobile headlight has a parabolic reflector that is 6 inches in diameter and 3 inches deep. How far from the vertex should the light bulb be placed? So you need to make this activity, send it to Blackboard. The due date is today before 10 o'clock at night, and you need to send it by Blackboard. It will count as an activity. And also, I would like that you will write your conclusions. So solve this problem, write your conclusions about what did you learn about this session, and send it also through Blackboard. I want to thank you for watching this video. May God bless you, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.